serious, what is the scariest supernatural / paranormal experience you've ever had? Holding my nephew at night in the living room, has dead quiet, just chilling. My back is to the dark hallway, so has facing that way, and all of a sudden he just says hi and starts waving to the hallway. ***king nope. I take care of old folk. The other day I was washing a lady when she looked past my shoulder to her hallway and said, "Oh, we've got an audience." Probably the dementia, but even so, I shut the door. Way too many people at either end of the life spectrum see shit the middlers can't see. At a friend's house for a sleepover one night. Their house was old, early 1900. Her brothers always said they saw an older woman in the basement. I just assumed they were being ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** 1 and could hear everyone in the kitchen. I looked over where my friend was sleeping, and she wasn't in her bed, assuming she had gone downstairs for breakfast. Didn't realize at the time she was actually in the bathroom. As I walked down the stairs the voices got louder, just general chit chat, and I could smell bacon, eggs cooking, could hear the bacon sizzle, but as soon as I touched the bottom step all the sounds disappeared. No smell. I walked into the kitchen. All the lights were off, stove was cool, nowhere to be found. I went back upstairs to find my friend. As I walked up the steps she was coming out of the bathroom. I told her what had happened, and she told me I was dreaming. The next morning I was up before her, so I know she never mentioned it to her older brother, but he scolded us for being so loud in the kitchen so early in the morning. That house just gives me the creeps. They moved. Whoever it was moved with them also. Their new house still gives me the creeps, and multiple people have seen the older lady in various parts of the house. Even new friends who haven't heard about her before can describe what she looks like. Friend's grandmother was out of town and asked us to check on her dog. Real friendly German Shepherd dog, jumping with excitement at the door when you showed up, kinda pup. We went over and to our surprise, found no dog waiting at the door. A little weird, but we thought nothing of it and went inside to find him. Got into the house and heard nothing. Start calling for the dog, Jake, and are answered with footsteps running down the stairs. We call out, assuming some other family was there, but get no response. Start to freak out a little. We call his mom, and she assures us no one is home, and we are being ridiculous. More footsteps, but this time running up the stairs. I suggest police. The house is being robbed, but friend convinces me we should check it out to be sure. Make our way to the stairs and hear a bell chime. Buddy tells me the dog occasionally wears a bell, that it's probably Jake. Get to the door which leads to the stairs. See, there's a small bell around the handle. My friend is terrified, so am I, but trying to play it cool I lead us up the stairs. At the top we see Jake, laying in a chair, shaking and obviously terrified. We couldn't get him to move, no matter what we did. He just kept staring down the stairs. We searched the entire house after, and found nothing and no one. Only time in my life I have been genuinely afraid I was dealing with something paranormal. Friend's grandmother assures us to this day it was her husband, and that she still hears him walking around / talking from time to time. Couple of years ago, I'm with my ex on vacation in another country. One night I have the weirdest dream. I'm with my coworkers and it's in the middle of the night and all of us see a plane crash far away in the horizon. We all panic, and I'm suddenly teleported to my own apartment. Waiting for the elevator with my ex when it arrives, and out comes the happiest kid I've ever seen. Smiling and jump walking like kids do. I turn to my ex and say wonder what she was so happy about. Then I wake up. My gut says something is wrong. I instantly remember the plane, thinking what the hell was that about? Am I safe to fly home after this? My grandmother is one of those that always have an explanation for your dreams. After about 5 phone calls I finally get in touch with her. She calms me down and says don't worry, if you weren't on the plane. I start to relax, but can't stop thinking about it. Day goes on as usual. We head back and forth to the beach. Later when we are getting ready, before going out for dinner, we take turns to shower, and I'm sitting on the bed watching local Turkish news. There it was, plane crash in Africa, and 1 kid survived. I froze. One time I was with my mom and we were visiting one of her friends. I was 8 at the time. I was playing with some toys while mom and her friend were talking, and a rubber ball, think the kind that you used to have in gym class for dodgeball, rolls down the stairs, stopping on the bottom stair, as in, one up from the floor. All three of us stop and look at it for a moment, and my mom, being the shithead she is, she says, "Okay, but can you throw it?" The ball goes flying across the room and breaks a window. Yeah, we got the **CK out of that house very fast. This is my favorite. Your mom's awesome. My great grandmother died when I was 7. We were super close since we lived next door to her. She always smelled like lemon scented soap. It was my favorite smell. After she died I had a hard time sleeping, and my dad would sing me a song or something to help. One night I smelled that lemon smell and fell right asleep. I hadn't smelled in it about a year since she passed. I would feel a hand on my back and it soothed me. I slept every night because the smell would come back every night. Turns out my dad put a bar of soap in my air vent that smelled just like the one my grandma used. He didn't tell me about this until I was 15. I told him about the hand feeling, and my dad said his great grandpa, my great grandma's dad, used to do that for him until he went to sleep. I'm not sure if it was my dad's great grandpa, who I had never met, or my great grandmother who had passed. Either way, I slept great, and it went on for about 4 years. Solid move by dad. I was really young at the time, and it was my first night in my crib. My mom woke up to me screaming. It wasn't crying but screaming. It freaked her out, so she came into my room and saw me standing in the corner of the crib and pointing at the wall. She hurried and grabbed me and rocked me back to sleep, and after about an hour she decided to put me back in my crib. As soon as she entered the room, I woke up and starting screaming again and pointed at the same corner in the room. She said it was the scariest thing that she has ever seen. Reminds me of my cat staring into a certain direction. One time me and my friend are driving. I just dropped off my and we were about to pull out of her neighborhood. There were no cars, but I stopped for longer to say something to him than I should have. It was pitch black out, and she on the edge of the city near rural area, so it's pretty dark, and no clouds that night. With no sound the sky went white. Not like bright painful light but white. So white in fact I could look around and see things way far away. White in every single direction, not just like it was emanating from somewhere. It lasted probably only like 2 to 4 seconds, but felt a lot longer than that. With no sound or anything else it was gone. We rolled down the windows to see if we could hear anything and nope. Still have no idea what it could have been. Glitch in the Matrix. As a young teenager, I had a really scary nightmare in the middle of the night, where I was sitting on my parents' bed and looking in their mirror, and in the mirror I saw a woman sitting behind me with dead looking eyes and long black stringy hair covering her face. In the dream, I turned around and no one was there. When I turned back around to the mirror, she was even closer. This was probably around 1999 or so, and at that point I hadn't seen a lot of scary movies that use that effect, so it scared the absolute crap out of me. I woke up from the nightmare, and my bed started shaking violently. I had a day bed with a metal frame, and it felt like a fully grown adult was standing at the end of the bed, shaking it back and forth with all of their might. It went on for several minutes, and I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't even make any noise. It stopped suddenly, and I still couldn't make myself move for a few minutes after that. I finally managed to jump out of bed and run to my parents' room and wake them up to tell them what had just happened. Of course, they came up with all sorts of alternate theories. You were just dreaming, you were shaking the bed yourself, and didn't realize it, and they didn't believe me. It was, and still is, so very clearly and solidly real to me, and I have no idea what it was. 100% sleep paralysis. I've been through it hundreds of times. Bed feels like it's vibrating. Sinister voice hovering over you. Distorted animalistic voice growling at you. Inability to move or speak. S. Try concentrating on blinking or wiggling your pinky toe. That usually snaps me out of it.